Hey everyone, welcome to Module 8. In this module, we're going to be continuing our discussion of probability, and in this case, we're going to be learning about something known as a probability distribution. Module 8 and Module 9 are both about probability distributions. Way back in Chapter 2, you may remember we learned about different types of variables, discrete variables and continuous variables. So just like we have two different types of variables, we also have two different types of probability distributions. One that's for what's known as a discrete random variable, and the other for continuous random variables. Now, a random variable is very similar to a regular variable, except that a random variable has a probability distribution associated with it. In other words, if you have a random variable, you don't know what the value of the variable is going to be in advance, but you do know what the probabilities of all the possible values of that variable are in advance. And we call that a probability distribution. So if a variable has a probability distribution associated with it, we call it a random variable. And as I said, there are two types of random variables: discrete random variables and continuous random variables. So in Module 8, we're going to talk about discrete random variables, which have discrete probability distributions, and this corresponds to Chapter 6 in the textbook. And then the next module, Module 9, will correspond to Chapter 7 in the textbook, which is about continuous random variables and continuous probability distributions. Once we finish that, we'll be ready for the second midterm exam. So Module 8 is going to have a very similar structure. You've gotten used to it by now. There is a video introduction, which you are listening to right now, and an overview of the module. Then there's going to be a whole long series of Khan Academy videos and practice assignments that you will go through. Once you have finished those, you will be ready to move on to Hawkes Learning. In beginning with this module, I have changed the process for the Hawkes Learning assignments so that they only show on Hawkes Learning. They don't show individually on Canvas anymore as assignments. But you still need to go through the 4 lessons on Hawkes Learning, and if you go to the single sign-on, it'll be quite clear which ones you need to do. And you can see them here in the Module 8.8 listing of the various lessons that you have to do on Hawkes Learning for this particular module. Then, as usual, there will be also a Canvas practice assignment that you will need to go through in order to, sorry, this is taking a little bit for my computer to catch up with me, but once you finish the Hawkes Learning, there's a Canvas practice assignment that will be due on March 11th, and you'll submit that on Canvas, and I'll grade it and send it back to you. As usual, if you do it a few days ahead of the deadline, I will actually grade it ahead of time and give you a chance to fix your answers if you made any mistakes the first time around. For this module, there are a lot of optional videos, including extra credit opportunities on Khan Academy, as well as an extra credit web test that you can do on Hawkes. So lots of opportunities for you to earn extra credit in this module.